Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really profound strategy session on personal alignment. We're going to be looking at a framework designed to help you unlock your near-infinite potential, specifically by examining this incredible concept of soul mining within Kabbalistic architecture.
It's a question that hits pretty close to home for a lot of us, right? Do we really have to wait for a severe life crisis to force our deeply buried strengths to the surface? Do we only discover who we truly are when our backs are against the wall? Well, the sources we're exploring today argue absolutely not. Okay, let's dive into this roadmap for uncovering that hidden energy.
Here's our agenda for today. We'll start with the hidden infinite potential, move into the tools for soul mining, explore the 49-day Omer journey, look at refining our emotional architecture, and finally wrap up with excavation, not addition.
All right, Section 1, the hidden infinite potential. So Kabbalistic wisdom recognizes that within every single one of us, there is this profound, near-infinite potential that was directly implanted by God. But, if we have all this amazing energy, why don't we feel it all the time? Well, that's where this concept of soul mining comes in. It's defined as the deliberate and systematic process of using specialized spiritual tools to actively extract that potential. Because honestly, your highest capacities don't just sit right there on the surface. The texts explain that they are usually buried deep beneath untold layers of your being. We're talking about accumulated fear, heavy social conditioning, habitual reactivity, and even spiritual darkness that just weighs us down.
Think of it literally like mining for precious metals. You can't just brush away a little topsoil and expect to strike diamonds or gold, right? It takes specialized equipment and some serious, intentional effort. The exact same thing applies to our internal architecture. Instead of just waiting around for some severe life crisis to act as an explosive force that finally pushes that hidden energy out of us, we can actually use specific tools to proactively mine our own inner depths whenever we want.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, Tools for Soul Mining.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is what that specialized equipment actually looks like. It's not just one random practice. It's a holistic system made up of 3 primary tools, integrating our physical reality, divine guidance, and esoteric wisdom, all working perfectly in tandem.
Tool number 1 is the dynamic pairing of the body and the soul. In this framework, God designed your physical body and your spiritual soul to function perfectly together. Your soul provides this limitless directing energy and inner motivation, but on its own, it's kind of in a state of suspended animation. It needs the body. Together, they form the fundamental machinery that gives you the actual ability to take your hidden internal thoughts and manifest them into physical reality. They completely depend on each other.
Then we have tool number 2, the Torah. The sources literally describe this as the blueprint for creation. So if the body and soul are your machinery, the Torah acts as the conceptual link between God's mind and humanity. It's essentially the structural body of laws that provides the divine wisdom and the step-by-step guidance you need to actually grow, mature, and navigate this physical world.
And finally, tool number 3 is the Kabbalah, specifically the secret level known as Sod. If the basic laws of the Torah serve as a structural body, the Kabbalah acts as its enlivening soul. It brings that necessary mystique, that deep attraction, and the inner motivation. It takes these highly esoteric mysteries and translates them into incredibly practical, personal advice. It's what really inspires you to purposefully search deeper into the meaning of your life and mine those inner reservoirs of energy instead of just going through the motions.
Let's move on to Section 3, the 49-day Omer journey.
So let's talk about the ultimate practical application of this soul mining operation. Imagine a set of mossy stone steps. In the Kabbalistic tradition, the Israelites originally fell into 49 gates of impurity during their enslavement. The journey of the Omer is the exact inverse of that. It's this deliberate, day-by-day upward climb out of spiritual darkness and personal enslavement. You are literally stepping up through 49 gates of purity to reclaim what was lost.
And that number, 49, is absolutely crucial here. This entire period acts as a highly structured spiritual technology. Each of those 49 days represents a distinct, specific lens that you use to systematically examine, stress test, and refine your psyche. You aren't just wandering around aimlessly hoping to get better. You are targeting specific blockages, day by day.
Next up, Section 4, refining emotional architecture.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we are stress testing over those 7 weeks. In this framework, the root of all spiritual paralysis is basically a distortion of 7 basic emotional attributes, known as the Sephirot. We're talking the entire spectrum of human experience, from Chesed, which is pure unrestricted love and flow, to Gevura,
focus discipline, all the way down to malchut or sovereignty. Because a fully healthy emotion is multidimensional, you actually take your core emotional attributes and blend each of these 7 with the other 7. That creates a precise 49-step matrix for total emotional liberation.
To show you just how specific this gets, let's zoom in on week 5, the lens of Had, or humility. Think of it like looking calmly through a stone archway. Unchecked energy, even really loving energy, can just spray wildly in every direction. Had is the stabilizing force that makes us deliberately focus our attention inward. It gathers all that scattered energy into a single, concentrated beam, kind of like a camera lens. It's all about grounding your energy with true humility and targeted attention.
Which brings us to our final paradigm shift, Section 5, excavation, not addition.
So the crucial point is, what does all this intense inner work actually achieve? So often we think of self-improvement as addition. We try to become someone totally new by bolting on all these external qualities or adopting some artificial persona. But this mining operation? It is purely about excavation. It absolutely does not add new qualities to your soul. Instead, you are systematically peeling back the layers of obstruction, the fear, the bad habits. And that is exactly why this process can feel so deeply familiar. You aren't changing who you are. You are simply returning to your truest self.
The source text put it so beautifully, saying it peels back the layers of obstruction one at a time to reveal the soul's original luminous nature. I just love that. Developing true creative genius and living a life of real substance relies entirely on this excavation. It's about shedding that impulse we all have to fit in as a clone, and instead, fully embracing the highly unique, luminous person God created you to be.
We've covered the hidden potential buried within us, the specialized tools we need to mine it, and that rigorous 49-step process of peeling back what holds us back. So, I want to leave you with this question. What hidden layers of obstruction will you excavate today to reveal your truest self? You have the tools now, and you definitely don't need to wait for a crisis to begin the ascent. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.